Welcome back. Well, there is no kitty with us today. We've had three really nice days in a row, and so Audie decided he's going to go out and do whatever it is Audie does. Usually that means killing things. And I know a lot of you don't approve of letting cats out, and frankly, I don't either. I wish I could persuade him to stay in, but because he had been a stray before he adopted me, no keeping him in. Just won't happen, especially on a day like today. So, we are going to have to make do without Cattail today. What we are going to take a look at today is my finds in one of the Bedford antique booths, just one. And I think you will be as surprised as I was when we come back. So the last time I was at Bedford Antiques, it was about 2 weeks ago, I met the owner of a little booth where I have gotten some terrific deals. Her name is Shelly. I offered to film her, but she's shy and she wasn't interested. So we're going to have to settle for her stuff. Because when I went back there yesterday, trying to remember, boy, senility is really awful when it strikes. I had a whole bunch of Asian stuff just waiting for me. I had mentioned to her when we met that I really liked her Asian things, and if she had more, I'd buy them. So she has more, and I bought them. So this entire video is just about the things I got from her booth yesterday. And there were some fantastic deals. So let's start with the first batch. Well, the last time I was in this booth, and this is the booth that's right next door to the pig booth, the dealer told me she would be bringing more Asian pieces in. So, $6, $1, and that's an old piece. This piece, which is enamelware, $1.50. This is a very pretty little piece, relatively modern, $2. Our little friend here is $1.25. And this piece, $6, a very sweet bowl. Oh, and as if that's not good enough, 40% off everything. Those are all coming with me. And now I'm going to take a peek up here and see if there's anything interesting to be seen here. Well, because I was in a hurry when I filmed that, it was on my way out and I really had to sort of rush along. I don't think you got a great look at some of the items. So I pulled some of them out so you could see. This, by the way, let's see if you can see that. This is a little famille rose. It's rose canton sauce dish. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, gee, I have trouble picking out famille rose or rose canton from this. That would be because it's a very old piece. We've got no mark. Now, that doesn't always mean anything. But in the case of a piece like this, it means it's pre-1890. Because in 1890, that's when the U.S. determined that foreign imports would have to carry the mark of the country of origin. So we know pre-1890, actually this is probably early 1800s. And that's why it's rather hard to distinguish. It would help if I didn't turn it upside down. Hard to distinguish the pattern in this because many, many years ago, the patterns were evolving. By the early 20th century, Rose Canton was a well-developed pattern. Rose Medallion was a well-developed pattern. This is in the earlier stages. Let me see if I can get this without glare. When they were not quite so well developed. So I have a piece here that is probably about 200 years old. Now it had a small chip in it. Let's see, right here. I don't know if you can see that. It would be difficult to see if you were holding the piece, quite frankly, because it was a very small chip. And of course, the first thing I did when I dug it out of the bag was repair that chip. So chip is gone. Here we have the little piece. This would have been a sauce dish because this was probably not intended for export. So it would have been intended to remain in China and be used there. So it's probably a sauce dish for, obviously for a sauce that would have been used in small quantities. It's a gorgeous piece. My cost on this was 60 cents. So when I say I get good deals from that booth, I'm not kidding. Pocket change, 60 cents. I'm not even sure you can buy anything anywhere for 60 cents anymore. It's like, wow. So this was the deal of the day. It's probably not going anywhere. I'm probably just going to stick it in my own collection because it's such a sweet little thing. But this would make a fabulous jewelry tray, ring tray. You know, the sort of thing you keep in the bathroom to take your jewelry off, when you're washing. Lovely, lovely piece. That was my score. Oh, and a piece of this age, even with the chip, should probably sell in the range of $20 or more. 60 cents, not bad. So it's not a horrendously valuable piece, but the only reason it's not horrendously valuable is because it's so small. For a collector of Rose Medallion and Rose Canton porcelain, though, a piece like this is a good find. All right, so that's the score. I don't think I showed this one very clearly when I was filming. This is the figurine, and when I looked at the video when I was editing, I realized you probably didn't get a chance to see this. Pieces like this were sold at dime stores. They were Japan import pieces, really inexpensive, but awfully cute little things, and they would end up on people's knick-knack shelves. This one's very nice. It's in good condition. Here, let me show you the back. And of course, all the business is in the front. Very nice little piece. This piece also, I'm not sure you got a great look at it. A little sauce bowl. Sweet little thing. That was $2. The figurine was $1.25. That's before the discount, too. So, really nice little piece. This one is more recent than the others, as I'm sure you can tell from the design. Definitely Japanese. And this is the bowl. The bowl was $6 before the discount. Now I gotta figure out how to get this in there without too much glare. It's a really pretty little floral roses I'm sorry, peonies, not roses. These look a lot like old-fashioned roses, but in fact, they are peonies. So this is a great little bowl that needs to be cleaned out a bit. Um, the initial batch of stuff that caught my eye just got packed into my bag, and then I continued to look. So it was not just Asian stuff I brought home today. So let's take a look at the next batch. Well, there were a couple of interesting pieces on that shelf. $2. Not sure what this was intended to be, but it is going to be my new Christmas ornament. And this, $2, $2. That is so mid-century, it's not even funny. It's a small eyeglass case that will hold reading glasses. And the great thing about reading glasses is it's something that's usually seen on the noses of older people who remember their mid-century childhoods and might be very attracted by this piece. So, we're not done looking yet, but that's my takeaway from this shop so far. And I just noticed these. These are old Japanese wooden sandals. The original flip-flops, if you will. $14, but remember, it's 40% off. So they are coming with me, and they are absolutely under my price range. That little elephant ornament, for $2 was, well, it wasn't even $2, it was $1.20 after the discount. Because remember, everything at this booth was 40% off. That little elephant ornament was just cute. It was just, I'm taking this home and putting it on my Christmas tree. It's very typical of the sort of thing I find in there, though. The glasses case, the eyeglasses case, was a really nice find. Mid-century modern, that sort of ballerina figure. Very typical, extremely popular with young girls. That might have been a child's eyeglasses case, but when I looked carefully at the case, it could have been a teenager's case as well. Glasses back in the 50s were a lot smaller than these are now. They had little cat eyes. They were thinner. You stick them into a small case. That is a great little case. The condition is excellent. So I was glad to get my hands on that because mid-century modern sells. There are collectors for this. They love this stuff. And it's hard to find some of these pieces. I don't know when I last saw a mid-century modern eyeglass case. Something from the 1950s that just screams 50s. And the glasses, you find a pair of 1950s glasses, with the little rhinestones and the little cat eye glasses, they sell. People will take them to their optometrist and have their own lenses fitted into those glasses. It's amazing. The shoes. That is a set of souvenir Japanese shoes. They probably would not have ever been worn. They probably always would have been, souvenir collector's pieces. The taps on the bottom suggest that they might have seen a little bit of use. Probably not heavy use, not out in streets, around a house maybe, because I did check the little taps to see what kind of condition they were in. Very nice, and again, collectors will go for something like that. That's going to be something that it needs the right buyer, but it will sell to the right buyer. Okay, and that was what I got in that one little section of bookcases. So this was an area, like a bookcase, and there was plenty more in the store. So from there, I went over to the other side to see what they had. And because I usually go around to that booth from the pig booth, that's usually, it's the other side where I start first. So, more interesting stuff. Let's take. Oh my gosh. Too cute. This is listed as an ashtray, but it's not. It was probably part of a coaster set or a snack set. This is not porcelain. It's some sort of plastic. $1.50. There we go. 40% off. Mid-century Scotty dogs. Can't pass this up. Now, I can't say for sure what that little Scotty plate was. It was probably part of a set. A drink coaster, maybe. It's small for a coaster, but it's very cute. I think today it could be used as a ring tray. Just some sort of little tray for putting things into, jewelry tray, change tray. Very mid-century modern once again, so I was glad to get that. And additionally, Scotty dogs have their own collector market. People who have Scotties or like them buy Scotty things. You would be amazed at the amount of Scotty stuff that is out on the market, and a nice mid-century modern piece of Scotty stuff will absolutely sell. So that was a cute piece, and of course $1.50. That was before the discount. So Shelly is giving stuff away. I mean, she might as well pay me to take it. The prices are that low. Next up, again, Japan pieces, but over on the other side. Gorgeous little Japan plates, $1.25. Beautiful lustreware, fantastic colors. Very small, but they can always go at the very, very top of a Tidbit tray. Definitely coming home with me. Those little lustreware pieces are going to go into my Tidbit tray collection. They're beautiful, the colors are bright, and they're going to coordinate with a lot of things. So I was really glad to get my hands on them, because that peach lustreware with that nice hot pink, it's almost fuchsia. It's a rare combination. Glad to have it. $1.25 a plate. Oh yeah, thank you. The next item up is not as old as the others I got, but take a look. $3. A beautiful little vintage alabaster ashtray. Oh yeah, coming with. This was just a little alabaster ashtray. And as I've mentioned before, I find ashtrays remarkably useful for holding stuff. I have an ashtray that I use when I'm painting. The dish part of the ashtray holds the water, and the little divots for the cigarettes holds the brushes. I'm surprised that artists all over the world are not collecting ashtrays left, right, and sideways for this, because it's so very, very useful. This was an interesting shape. It was alabaster. It was $3 again before the discount. That's going to find a home with no trouble at all. So, finally, the last set of items I got. Well, after this, I'm going to have to tear myself away no matter what. This is a pair of Capodimonte style candle holders. They're quite large. I think we're looking at about 9 inches. All of the petals and leaves are intact, and you know that's always what I look for in pieces like this. And $9 would be within my budget to begin with, but 40% off, oh yes, coming with. Now, I am fairly certain that these Capodimonte style candlesticks were made by a non-professional, probably somebody who went to a ceramics class or something like that. The reason why is I got a candlestick that is in the same shape, minus the little applied flowers. That was glazed in white lustreware that was a homemade piece from the same booth a couple of months ago. The one that I got, it was just a sort of plain white lustreware, very goth look. These are a completely different style, beautifully executed. And I grab these sort of amateur artist pieces whenever I can because they're, some of them just show real talent. And I love the fact that because somebody off the streets would have made this in a ceramics class or, on their kitchen table, the pieces will be unique. You may see something similar, but you're never going to see something exactly like this because it wasn't mass marketed. It was strictly a bespoke item. So when you consider that, it really makes them a very, very good buy. And I've never had trouble selling these artist-made pieces because I think anybody looking for a nice piece of porcelain or ceramics is going to see the quality and not fuss about the fact that it didn't come from a major manufacturer. And who knows, maybe like me, they'll like it all the more for it because I do like unique. I put a value on nobody else has this but me. Okay, let me tell you what my total from that booth was. Before the discount, it was $51.75, and that was for 14 items. After the discount, it was $31.05. So 14 items, $31.05. It was about $2.25 per item. And that's including the more expensive pieces. So some of these pieces were just unbelievable bargains. Way better than thrift store prices. Like I say, this is the great bargain. 60 cents. No, I would not expect to pay 60 cents for this at a thrift store. At a thrift store, I would imagine, even a real low-end thrift store, it would be at least $1 or $2. So Shelley's prices are incredible. And see how much I love you. I'm sharing this with you because I know some of you live in the area. Well, if you do, you go upstairs, you find the pig booth. You're going to find the pig booth very easily. It's full of pigs. Find the pig booth, just step to your right, and there's Shelley's stuff. The next time we go in there, we're going to go through some jewelry, and I'm probably going to ask the cashiers to open up one of her cases and take a look at some of the higher end pieces, because even if I'm not interested in buying them myself, I noticed that she had some gorgeous antique beaded handbags, things like that, that I'd love to share with you, even if they don't come home with me. All right, so that was my one booth, massive bargains, and I encourage you all to haunt your local antique shops. When the large antique malls have booths, every seller puts their own stock in, sets their own prices, sells things the way they choose to sell them. And sooner or later, you are going to come across your own little honey hole. And that's what Shelley's booth is for me. And, as is Paul's. When I go to Bedford, there are 3 or 4 sellers. Shelley, Paul, Janine. I never fail to hit their booths because I get great stuff there at great prices. There are other booths that I will go past. Once in a while I might get something, but it's never the consistency of these vendors. And there's nothing unique about my area. In your area, you can find the same thing, the same kinds of vendors. They may be selling different stuff, but it's good stuff at great prices. Just have to look for it a little. All right. Have a terrific weekend, everyone. I will see you all Thursday for Just Chatting. Those are our entertainment videos. And we will be back next weekend with more thrifting. And we are going to do a little slideshow on the way out just to keep us all in a good mood. All right. Have a terrific week.